That was when the Orbi guns came out too.
Yeah. And they were hooking up DeWalt batteries too.
Dude, Adam made me bleed.
Modified Orbi gun.
Really?
Jesus. Adam shot me like point blank with like a upgraded one, like multiple times, and it made me bleed in the back.
I want to thank SeatGeek for sponsoring today's podcast. With Valentine's Day coming up, all you boys out there are looking to see what you need to get for your girl, and what better way than to give her an experience. So no matter what her taste is, whether she likes concerts or just normal events, and not only that, SeatGeek is nice enough to give you guys $20 off using our discount code Circle Adrift in the description. So go down there, check it out, get the concert tickets or the event tickets that you need, especially with Valentine's Day right around the corner. So thank you, SeatGeek, for sponsoring this episode. Now let's get back to the podcast.
Welcome back to the #1 Drift Podcast on YouTube. I am Dawson.
I'm Nate.
And I'm Jonathan.
A few announcements real quick. The New Year's merch is out. It's been, at this point, it's been out for probably 2 weeks now.
Yeah.
I might be fucking that up again. I don't know. But Patreon should be out by now. If it's not, it's coming out very soon. That'll be one extra podcast a month, exclusive merch, access to Discord, and then some vlog content here and there too. But if you need parts or anything like that, we are actually kind of in works with Ninjuku. So our link is in the description if you want to support the podcast that way, if you need any parts. But this is Jonathan Cash. I'll let him introduce himself a little bit.
Dang. So I'm from Western Kentucky. And a lot of people know it as Paducah, just from Jared saying it. But
The pride of Paducah.
Yep, I'm just Western Kentucky boy trying to live it large in Formula Drift, and I've just been drifting since high school. And actually, Tennessee is where I started. Actually, first drift event was here in Tennessee with Barry Clapp at the Tennessee Drift. You know, just in the parking lot at the Super Speedway.
Oh yeah, very cool.
Tight. Hell yeah. Well, what got you like originally started with all this? What made you get the leeway to like go all the way?
To go to be a pro driver?
Yeah. When did you make the jump? Like what caused you to go?
It was a deciding force.
Yeah.
Honestly, Pro-Am. Like I ran MDU, got my license through Pro-Am, and honestly, they just stopped running a series. So it was 2017. They quit running a Pro-Am series. They said 2018 they weren't doing it no more because really there wasn't a whole lot of drivers trying to run Pro-Am. And because obviously that was a 4-round series and we were having to travel a lot. So, you know, it still took a little bit of a budget to do Pro-Am. And then I was like, well, I earned my license. And I didn't, like, it was my first year in Pro-Am, so I didn't really expect to win my license. But I was drag racing the same year. I had like a 1,000 horsepower car. Everyone was like mad at, you know, that I had this crazy twin turbo LS car in Pro-Am. And then, but I turned it down. It was like 600, you know, Pro-Am. And I enjoyed it. I drove it, street raced it, dailied it.
The orange one,
the
350Z, dude. I don't know if I've told you this, but that car is part of the reason that my car is turbocharged. Is because
I think I seen a post about that or something like that.
I commented it, but yeah, I really did. I watched that car. You did like some pulls on a highway, and then the very next clip he's drifting. I was like, dude, what the fuck? I got to do that, and so that's how the car ended up being turbo.
Yeah. So and then I got my Pro 2 license, and then a lot of people was like, don't make the jump, and then since MDU announced that they're not going to run a series, I was like, okay. And let's just jump up and try to do what we can. And I had no idea what I was getting myself into the first year. You know, it was game changer. The car was the first time I got there or drove my new car, which was the G37. Was my first lap was going down Road Atlanta. You know, I didn't need to be there yet, but I went ahead and ran first year, and then second year did somewhat decent. Third year, almost won the championship. And then my goal at that point in Pro 2 was like, you know, obviously I want to compete with like the best people, Pro 1. Like, yeah, you want to be at Pro 2 or Pro Spec, but you're still not going against there, like the names of, you know, of drifting.
Yeah.
So, and that's kind of what my goal was to do. And I just set it and was like, no matter what, I'm going to do it, you know, and I did.
Did you know you were going to go into competition driving when you got into drifting just in the first place?
Not at all. Actually, it's just I'm a competitive person, so I played every sport growing up. Got into skateboarding, quit all those sports. was going to go and be a professional skateboarder, got sponsored through skateboarding, said I wasn't going to quit skateboarding when I got my license, quit skateboarding when I got my license.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then that's where it just
BMX.
snowballed, like just drag racing, drifting, having fun. And then like literally just went into some competitions, State of Drift, which was like the Tennessee State of Drift stuff.
Yeah.
I did one of those. The first round was actually I battled Human. He got second maybe, and I got third the very first round. And I was like, it kind of opened up this whole thing of competition drifting that I didn't really even know about, you know.
Oh, I could
Yeah.
do this and I could do that.
Yeah. So it just
pretty
kind of
awesome.
snowballed. I don't, you know, it wasn't like a dream of before I started it.
Yeah.
And then just whenever I want to do something, you know, I was like, dude, I want to be like the best at, you know, what I can't, you know, doing it. So
Yeah. So okay, so I'm like, I know about the BMW's engine and stuff, but for the audience, can you give us a quick rundown on it?
well, the engine in the BMW is a completely different engine than I've had ever.
Okay, well then maybe I don't know. Maybe tell
Yeah.
me.
So now it's a Dart aluminum block, which is like bad boy motor.
Yeah, yeah.
And, you know, I didn't even think I was going to be able to build something like that. You know, luckily I had a guy that came on board and was helping me out here and there in the beginning of the year. And he's like, you got a race car, you need a race car engine. And I was like, you're right.
Yeah,
but I don't have race car money.
yeah.
So, you know, because I do everything has been a budget. Like that's just, and it's not like it's something to be proud of. It's just, that's the only way I've been able to do this. And I've just been on my own. Like no one's really giving me a bunch of money yet. And I'm doing it as far as I can. And like, maybe this year is my last year doing it. I don't know. But like, it was almost to a point where I was like, man, maybe I just won't run this year, you know? And then, but if you give up now, like the chances of coming back, like you see it, these other dudes
Yeah.
that leave, like
It's like
they
dropping
usually
out of
don't.
college. I'll go
Yeah.
back next year. You know
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the engine in the BMW right now is, you know, Garrett turbo. It's actually a really small turbo, G42 1200. It's only a 73 millimeter turbo, but it was choked out because it's a 6.3 liter now, Dart block.
Okay.
Brodix heads, built my Michelin racing engines, BTR parts all through it. Not crazy overbuilt, just money. Like the block costs a lot of money.
yeah.
Yeah.
The heads cost a lot of money, you know, but it's nothing like crazy out of the ordinary. It's just expensive parts that were put in it.
So this is probably, I'm sure that I have this in the notes somewhere. Why is it so loud? Why does it make that noise?
Dude, seriously.
Dude, there's a lot of lore.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like people wanna
So
know
many
about it.
people ask, and honestly, it's hard for me to tell. It's just I have a soft cut rev limiter, and my tuner, like one time we were on the dyno, he's like, "I'm gonna change your rev limiter." I was like, "Cool," and I didn't. He changed when we're on the dyno. We don't have the rev limiter like set for aggressive, you know, because we're just doing pulls. And I took the car from the dyno, and it made like crazy power. And I go out and I was doing an event at Streetcar Takeover where I'm the one that's hosting the event. Well, I was like, well, I'm gonna give some people some ride-alongs, and I go out and I run up on the run-up and I hit the rev limiter, and it's like this crazy backfire. And I was like, dude, I think the car's broke. And then like I kept going though
That's
because
awesome.
I'm usually very dumb, and if my car,
Same.
if like something's wrong, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna finish the lap.
Yeah, right.
And then it, like the whole time it was just like boom, boom, boom all around the track, like echoing at Beach Bend. And everyone's like, dude, what's wrong with your car? I was like, dude, I don't know. So I called the tuner.
That was fun.
And I was like, hey, man, like, what happened to my, like, it's popping really loud. He's like, yeah, I changed the rev limiter. He's like, I didn't know what it would do. You know, like, we didn't expect it. I was like, well, everyone loves it, so we're leaving it.
There
And
you
it's
go.
just like we
Hell
left
yeah.
it since, you know.
Dude, that video, that one that's like, I don't remember who made the video, but it's like it's like Honest Trailers, but it's for Formula Drift, and
Yeah.
it's like it goes all the way down through, and it's like you can watch Chris Forsberg light his car on fire, and it's like and Jonathan Cash.
Oh, yeah. I've seen that.
It's so funny, man. It does sound crazy.
And I have to leave that though. Like when
Yeah.
like all the fans and stuff that like know, like I've built this, you know, representation off of that basically. You know?
yeah.
So like everyone's like, dude, your car sounds insane, and like that's the only thing right now. Like, you know, when you come into FD, like either you're gonna be not really seen or you're gonna make a huge impact at some way. Maybe I'm not making a huge impact, but like I'm making some impact.
I mean,
and that's just huge, you know.
Yeah, I don't know, man. You made it into a video where someone like that was what they talked about. They're like, and Jonathan Cash.
Yeah, yeah.
It
So
sounds
it's like you
manly
gotta
as
have
fuck.
that. Yeah.
Oh,
Very
yeah.
cool.
Why'd you switch from the G37 then? Or was
Well,
it just because you wanted to?
No,
or-
well, my whole team was like, you need to have a BMW, you know? And I'm like, I just
What was their
don't
reasoning,
like a
though?
BMW. They're like, dude, their chassis, it's so good, you know? I'm like, and I think it was big because everyone was like, Denofa says it's the best chassis, at the time.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I just don't like the way they look.
Dude, see, I'm
All
not
this stuff.
fucking crazy.
Yeah.
They're not.
No, I hate it. Dude,
I don't get
I
it.
prefer the E36, like the body style of it over the
I
46,
absolutely,
but-
I don't like my car at all, to be honest with you.
Damn.
But the thing is, I want to win. Like, I want a Pro 1 podium, and on a budget, there's one option right now, and that's an E46.
That's crazy.
Like the G,
Okay, what's the difference then?
it's
Like,
got
so
a
if you
trailer
would've
arm,
put
it's got a
maybe-
front rack. They're easy to make light. I mean, there's parts everywhere. Like
Yeah.
the body kits are, cheap. I mean, everything is just cheap for it, and it's simple. And just the suspension design is just got so much grip, from the factory.
Yeah.
It's just insane.
I've heard that. I've heard that.
So like, there's 3 arms in the back. There's a trailing arm, and then you got the 2 other arms, and I mean that's it.
Yeah.
The other car, I got 5 arms, and you got to worry about adjusting them. They, the toe correction and all that stuff under, and
But
all
alignments
that
are
stuff.
annoying as fuck.
Yep. So the BMW though, it's like easy, and also like in the front, it's easy. Like if you wreck it, there's 1 arm.
Yeah.
That's it. So
That makes sense.
I don't know.
That's funny. I'm really happy to
On
know
a
that
budget,
I'm not the only
it
person
makes
that
sense.
doesn't like BMWs. Like
Yeah.
I'm not like a hater. Like I'm not like, ew, you have an E36. I just like I'm just not into it. It's just not my
Superior.
thing.
I think they can. I think there's some that can look cool, but the problem is like they have to be so low to look good, and then
Yeah.
it literally
Low or a
defeats
big body
the
kit?
purpose of the car.
Of having the really good
So,
suspension. Yeah.
yeah.
So like I don't know. Adam LZ's car with the weird rear flares that they did. I don't know if that's like see, this is like the thing about the podcast is
I feel like Adam's car only looks weird because it has a 315 on the back of it, and it's not supposed to.
I just mean the huge bulge. Maybe that's what it is. And like
Yeah.
I'm probably accidentally shitting on some like $5,000 over fenders kit. I'm not doing it on purpose. It just looks weird to me. Like the back of the
I think
car.
the kit looks good. It's just the tire is so big, so like, it
yeah.
just
That car
makes
is
it
so fast,
sit
though.
so raked. Oh, it is. I hate that car, dude. I was so mad. Like at the 50K event, I had to go against him. Well, in practice, I went against him, and I was like, okay, this car's super fast on the run up, right? So I go to battle him, and I'm like, I know that his car's super fast, so I need to make these adjustments. Still got me. I was like, how?
Dude, so one of the things that I noticed him because I watch him like religiously, and so one of the things at the 50K, he has an in-car camera, and he's talking about you, and he's like, "All right, I'm gonna go against Jonathan. He's the big boy. Like, I don't know if I got." And like, have you ever watched his in-car video?
Yeah, I watched
He-
that.
He talks to himself.
Yeah, he
a
just
lot.
rambles.
Yeah, and he goes, I don't know if I got
the
this.
same
And then he
thing.
goes just like this. He goes, let's find out. And he puts the car in gear, and I was like, manly as fuck. You know? And then he went after you. That
Yeah, I
was
definitely made a mistake too. Like that. Another thing is that 50K event was pretty legit. Like you would think it wasn't going to be like as professional as it was, but the judging was great. The event ran smooth. Like
That's
everything
good.
was on time.
I like that
that was
video.
really cool. That
Yeah.
that whole event was really cool actually.
Yeah, I like those videos. I like that particular video. I've
That
gone
was
back and watched it more
that
than
was
once,
when
actually.
Orbi guns came out too.
Yeah. And they were hooking up DeWalt batteries to
Dude,
it.
Adam made me bleed.
Modified Orbi gun.
Really?
Jesus.
Adam shot me like point blank with like a upgraded one, like multiple times, and it made me bleed in the back.
There's your real dog.
Gotcha, bitch.
It made you bleed. That's awesome. I mean, it's not awesome,
But that started a war though. That was actually one of the like I had more fun at that event than like any event because Adam and his whole crew like they spent a ton of money on those guns. So everyone had them. We were all like, we weren't worried about the competition. We were worried about if we were about to get shot or not. And funny thing is, after our battle, me and Adam, the second run, I look over and we're on the backstretch and he points over and he's shooting me with his gun. And I was so mad I didn't have my gun because I took it out to the opening
fucking
ceremony
awesome.
and was shooting
I
at him.
remember that now. Yeah, he's shooting at you. I thought in the video you didn't catch it though. That's hilarious.
I was so mad though.
Oh, that's funny.
I was like, why do I not have my gun right now?
Oh, we're gonna have to get some of those.
Dude, they're
We
fun.
go to the track.
dude, they sold one and they have one at Walmart. I
Yeah,
thought about
they're
getting
all
one.
we get 'em.
over Walmart.
Yeah, it was
now.
like $46.
Yep.
I thought about bringing one home and just fucking like shooting my entire family, like all John Wick style.
I'm cutting you
You're
up
like
on that
roly
one.
polies through the house. Okay, so have you had any issues with the E46? Like, is there any kind of
Yeah,
weird
I
shit?
wrecked it in a wall in 7 laps and totaled it. Yeah.
All right, well, I wasn't
No,
like
That's definitely an issue.
yeah.
No,
I meant,
to be
under,
honest with you, I never even drove one before I wrecked it or before I got built this car. So I'm 7 laps in a chassis that I hadn't driven and totaled it. So it's not straight. The strut tower is off. Like I don't even know what a straight, you know, E46 drives like. But I do know that my very the second lap at Long Beach, I immediately radioed to my guys and like, this was the best decision we made. This car is insane. Yeah. So like in my third lap, I was like chasing some of the dudes, which they're not hooked up on their third lap, but I was like, dude, I can keep up with these dudes easy.
Yeah.
And so then I was like, so then I was
cool.
like, man, this is a game changer for us.
When you first built it, was there any like setup issues you had to deal with?
Nothing, dude. Everyone already planned it. Except for WiseFab was like, hey, we got this new trailing arm. Don't tell no one about it. And you're going to be the first one running it, you know, in FD.
That's tight.
And so then I was like, okay, cool. And I had this trailing arm, and it worked really good. I never driven the car on a factory trailing arm, but I don't think it's crazy different, you know, because there's actually 2 settings. You can make a more grip setting and a stock setting, and we're not allowed to run the more grip setting in FD. So,
oh, really?
Yeah. Even though I don't I asked Kevin, I was like, well, how would you know?
There's so many weird rules like that.
If someone else starts complaining that your chassis is faster than the other chassis, then we're going to check it. I'm like, okay, it's not worth it.
Yeah. Schulman turned me on to these dynamic toe plates for my S13. It's where, I guess when you get on it, the
toe gate.
Yeah. I've never had that before. My car is still stock R200, stock axles. The bushings are just so fucked that it's survived for 3 years, you know? And so I have a 350Z diff and axles and an S14 subframe to go in the car to give it. I want to give it a little bit more mile an hour, and so I was like, but like it doesn't matter what I do. I've ran it in 4th at Clarksville. Have you ever?
Yeah.
Okay, it's not very fast, but I've drove 4th there just to see if it would make more grip with more speed, and it didn't really. It just really made more smoke. So I was like,
it's definitely not. So everyone thinks that wheel speed is gonna, and a lot of tire smoke just means you're slow, really.
Okay, so I did. So yes. I'm not like, I don't have the. I've done a competition before, and like I came in 3rd. Like I did okay. But I don't have like that super competitiveness. Like I played soccer. Sure. I was not you know what I mean? Like I was not a big competition person. Like I respect people that do that because like you get like the bloodthirsty. Like you're just like, I'm gonna be the number one, and I'm not really like that.
Different type of adrenaline. That's for sure.
I'm just like, I just want to have a good time, but I still want the car to perform like I want it to perform, and so like. I did that, and then I was like, what the fuck, man? I can't get this thing to go any faster. So I pointed the wheels in, and it was faster, but it wore out the tires. Like, way faster. And I was like, in my head, I was like, dude, do I want to have fun or, you know, whatever. So, yeah.
I had my Z2 grip. It didn't make any tire smoke. I mean, it was factory Z, but like it was as gripped up as possible.
Yeah. My Corvette, like when I go in, I can keep up with like some of the dudes making 600-700 horsepower. No tire smoke, and I'm chasing these dudes, and I'm just getting covered up, you know. But it's fast, though, you know that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I think I'm gonna probably get that.
It's boring to watch, but feels better inside.
Yeah.
What? You confused?
No, I just was. You type very formally, and so like I'm trying to read it and then say it. Like,
what year was your biggest like struggle to get to this point so far?
Yeah, that was what I was gonna ask.
It's still a struggle. I mean, I don't think anybody really understands.
So okay, I have a better question. So obviously, it's a struggle. Does it get harder? Does it get easier? When you first start, you started your first year in FD.
It's
you started
harder.
Way harder now than it was at first.
Well, I mean,
not harder, but does it get easier, or you just get used to the grind? I guess is the question.
I guess you just get used to it. But it's not like it's harder, but you get to a point now you're like questioning yourself. Like, is this worth it? Like, is all this time and all this money, is it worth it? You know, and I've been asking people that like within the past week. I talked to them, and they're like, well, you know, what are you planning on doing? I'm like,
well, the whole burnout thing.
I don't know. You know, like, it's not that I'm burnt out on that, but it's like I'm doing everything I can to be in FD. Do I think I can compete with these guys? Absolutely. Do I have the budget to properly compete with these guys? Absolutely not. So showing up, you're already down. You know what I mean? But like, I try to keep this positive mindset that I'm like, dude, like, I think it's going to be cool when I do beat them on this budget. But the thing is yet to happen. So
well, we were just watching the Chelsea Denofa. I don't know if that was like a podcast or like it was more like
it was like a Dan. He just interviewed Dan Burkett.
Yeah, like the shop tour.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what.
Well,
that's
he did the
video
shop
was.
tour the day before, and then I think it was today he uploaded this.
Gotcha.
But it was just an interview them sitting in Dan's shop.
Yeah.
I didn't actually see him click on the video, so I don't know which video it was. I was just saying I watched that video, and they were saying that they think that 150 to 180 grand was the relative that would be like the benchmark number to run an FD program.
Yeah, I agree.
Really?
I mean, I don't know. I'm nowhere near that.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
I think I'm like 40.
Dan,
I think
Dan
I'm
was
like
even saying like
40.
that's
Yeah, I
like
was
kinda
at like
bottom line.
46,000 last year or something like that.
see, that's
dude,
still
that's insane. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
But you gotta think, I'm buying my tires. They're doing it, and they're not even paying for their tires.
that's what I'm
So
saying.
like they're still spending
still
that money
paying more.
Yeah, but they're doing it proper.
doesn't-
They're paying their guys. I've got good friends that are showing up and not getting paid.
Yeah.
You know, they're paying for their food. I'm not buying their food. Sometimes we sleep in the trailer. We're not staying in a hotel.
yeah.
There's a lot of little differences, but those differences are what is the difference between me and these guys. So like this past year, I noticed like some days I wake up and I'm super tired. Like I'm sitting in line in practice and I'm like dozing off, sitting there waiting for the track to clean up for something. And I'm like, I'm beat. My hands are greasy because I'd worked on my car myself with my, with my couple of crew guys.
Yeah.
And these other dudes are like sitting in their semi, the
Had their-
AC. They're like watching footage back and like talking, and like they're sitting there studying, or they're like in their car eating a deli sandwich that's this nice cold, supposedly healthy sandwich, or eating yogurt, with their cool
all these
suit, like
meal-
ready to
meals
go.
are
Green
prepped
tortilla
And I'm
their
not that.
Starbucks.
Yeah. So I think it's like the preparation of that is like I'm learning now. Like, hey. And also I'm not in shape, so that probably doesn't help either,
Listen, don't put fake wheels on your car. People will call you names. Somebody called me a fat boomer. And, that's what they called me. I was like, dude, I'm only 30. What the fuck? and then he told me to kill myself.
Smoked too many damn cigarettes.
I was like, Jesus, man.
See, those guys say though 180, 150 to 180. I would say that you could do 100.
100, and like you would have to be within your means. I think that's probably a more relatable number that you could get to. That's part of the reason that the podcast, I feel like, resonates with so many regular people, is because like Denofa and LZ and Force and Field and Hull and all these guys, and like the reason that you're popular, like you said, you built your not branding, but your exhaust. You've built like this fan base off of that.
Yeah.
I don't think that's true, but I think that the reason that it's that you have a fan base is because it's like he said, it's like a glimmer of hope. Like I could do that if I really put my mind to it. I could do that. Now maybe they couldn't do it as well as you can do it, but you know what I'm saying. Like I think
for sure.
that is the reason. And then when you talk to some of these pro guys, it's like $180,000.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That is like an unobtainable thing to the average car.
No, it
enthusiast,
is.
You know?
I mean, it's unobtainable to me. So.
But yeah, so that's all I was going to say is I think that's the reason that the podcast resonates with so many people and has the growth that it does, is because some people it's like you'll watch a YouTube video and it's somebody that you watch all the time. You've watched them grow this crazy, you've watched them do all this growth, and then you watch them and they're like, and then all you got to do after that is fire up your $350,000 CNC machine, and you're like,
Well,
bro, I got a grinder, I got a grinder and a vise. Like I can't do that.
Not even cordless, bro. I don't. What do you want me to do?
Yeah, dude, I don't know. What do you guys think? You think cordless grinder or you need a battery?
That's wait. You
But
just
you just
explained
said
the
the
same
same
thing. A corded grinder. Or
That's what I'm saying. I'm sorry. Do
I'm
you
going with a battery for right now.
really? I like the corded. I don't like.
fuck no.
My drill has got a cord on
no.
it, too.
I have a cordless DeWalt out there, and it is a lifesaver. I swear to
Like
fucking
what?
God.
Getting in there?
Dude, if you're at the track and you just
Yeah,
wrecked or something, and you
agree.
gotta go in and cut something off real quick, you could just throw that fucking cutting wheel on there.
Yeah.
Zzz, zzz, zzz.
I guess maybe I've been lucky.
so
I guess I
easy,
haven't
bro.
Depends on like if you're just needing it for like a quick minute, like at the track real quick, just got to cut something, or if you're using it to work.
Yeah,
like I
yeah.
have a corded one at the shop that I use.
That's
but
what I was
if
gonna say.
you
I
need-
meant
'cause
the
the
shop. I
cord-
guess at the track, the
The cordless one doesn't have enough ass behind it.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
like
exactly.
if you really need to cut some thick shit or grind for a
I got
long
my
period
trailer
of
fire up
time,
my generator.
that's one way to do it.
Yeah, that's funny. No, I
charge my
hadn't thought
electric
about.
car.
I guess I've been lucky. I haven't had to do any cutting or anything crazy.
Yeah.
drive
Do
harder.
you run sway bars on the front of your car?
Dude. So I run sway bars because Chelsea like talked crap on a video that, I was telling you guys the video that I asked him to review, and because I straight up won the battle, but I lost it. But it was 100% I won it. It was just
one?
overlooked. It was me versus Matt Field in New Jersey. And it went like 2 more times, and Matt got kind of mad at me and stuff. But there was like some bad driving between both of us, I feel like.
Say.
But yeah, so there's some bad stuff that went between us. And
What's your best Matt Field story?
no, not going there.
I'm sorry.
We're just kidding. We're kidding.
No, but Chelsea was like, "Oh, he's slow right here because he doesn't have a front sway bar, probably." And I'm like, "Well, I don't have a front sway bar,
Yeah.
He's right.
Yep. So
Yeah,
then
yeah.
I was like, all right, So after that event, bought front sway bar, rear sway bar in the middle of the season. This was 21, so I had the G still. And as soon as I put the sway bars on, I was like, dude, this thing's a lot better now.
I enjoy sway bars.
Yeah,
Really? I like it a lot better.
I go back and forth. I don't, like it's got a. I don't know. Like I have them on the BMW. It definitely feels like it's fast, but I haven't driven it without them either. So
My
it
car's-
depends. You can take them off though. Like if you take the rear one off, obviously it's going to go faster.
The steering just
know.
feels too lazy.
I have
without a sway bar.
I have the
to me.
stock on the back of mine, and then I have a Sickie LS, the big
Yeah.
fuck off green one. I have that one on my car, and I had it on there, and then I took it off, and I liked which now see, and this is what I'm talking about, where people are gonna come after me in the comments. Like I didn't know at the time when I took it off, the reason I liked it more is because it had more self steer, which now at this point in my life, I know that you can put that in the tune. You know what I mean? Like you can change your
Yeah,
suspension
just
to
get
give
the
it.
computer.
Well, you know what I'm saying. Well, what do you call that?
No, for sure.
Yeah, I don't
The
know. I'm
Ackerman
just
and stuff.
yeah, you can change
it,
your
for sure.
suspension setup so where it'll do that now. But at the time when I just removed it and then I just fucking eyeballed it.
Well, my thing was
You
I
know?
didn't run on meat because at the time WiseFab didn't have the spot for it. Like,
Yep.
and I'm like, looking, James Dean doesn't run a front sway bar. So I'm like, well, I don't need to run a front sway bar.
Yeah.
It's crazy, for me coming up because you see all these other people, that stuff influences you to do what they're doing.
Yeah,
You
right.
may not think
Yeah.
so, or, you might not want to admit that's why you're doing it, but there's, in my head, I'm like,
I don't know.
man, they're
That's-
Get
super
those
fast.
realizations every once in a
That
while.
to me, I'm not.
That's real
I don't
as
know.
fuck.
Maybe that's the non-competitive thing in me. Like I have no problem telling somebody I did this because you did that.
No, for
Yeah.
sure.
Well-
But sometimes you just don't want to to yourself. You're like, you don't want to be jumping on the bandwagon.
I agree with that, but mine's for more or less style stuff than
Yeah, for sure.
more than mechanical or whatever power, however you want to put it.
Oh,
But
not
I
me.
do agree with that.
I was
That-
like,
that
damn,
does
his
make sense.
firewall looks cool as fuck, and then I just straight up copied it. I just copied
Oh,
it.
on mine.
Copied it. Just
Yeah.
fucking
Point
copied it.
proven.
Oh, it's-
Yeah, that's.
But I'm saying him saying sometimes you don't want to admit to yourself that you're mirroring somebody, and
Well,
and
I
not
don't know.
necessarily you. I just mean other people.
Yeah, yeah.
That mentality has always been weird.
Well,
to
I
me.
don't think it's so much that, I just mean admitting to myself, because I thought I was right with not having a sway bar.
Oh,
And then you're like,
Chelsea
all
says
right,
it,
I
and
guess
you're
I'm going to try
oh.
it because my crew guys are like, dude, put a sway bar on, I'm like, well, what do you guys know? You're not the one driving the car.
Right, yeah.
And so we'll argue, back and forth. And then I'm like, and then they're like, oh, you only did it because Chelsea did it. And I'm like, well, they're kind of right.
Well, that's different. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. All right,
Yeah.
I see.
So I don't know, but it helps though when you try that stuff. In a way, I kind of drove around however the car was set up. I show up to the track. That's how I'm driving it the whole day.
Yeah.
And then now it's all right, we can make some changes. I can feel these changes, and it's you learn a lot more now at this level. You're not just showing up and you can just compete with anybody, no problem. You got to make the adjustments per driver.
Do you run a one SETI in your helmet, or is it the thing in the car with a walkie-talkie?
No,
or?
we finally have earbuds
Yeah.
as of 2 years ago.
Nice.
Yeah, before we used just cell phone.
Really?
Yeah, just text and Pro 2 and stuff.
You just had
My spotter would just
impressive.
text me, be like, "Hey, real quick, mainly
real quick.
mainly Messenger." No, I just kept my phone between my legs. I'd do the run when we're going back to grid. I just check, see what he said.
with your phone between your legs.
Yeah,
Dude, I would
I'd
drive
put
it.
it-
I
I'd
would
put it on
drive
my- yeah, put
with
it-
it on the side of my legs, jammed in between the
Yeah.
bucket
Yeah,
seat
that's
and my
what
leg.
I
Yep.
put it there, and then that's what you put your
well,
beer right here.
I have the NRG seat, the Prisma seat now, so
That's
it's got
what I
those
have.
little pockets in front. I just throw my phone in there now.
Yeah.
But
So I just keep my phone
hilarious.
there. We just check back and forth. And that's how we did it. But it wasn't good because sometimes if the place doesn't good service, I'm sitting there like I'm like going slow.
come on.
Going slow back to the line. Like, man, this better come through. Yeah. Or I message him like, yo, what happened? What happened? You know, I don't know what happened behind
Who
me.
won?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was back in Pro 2. Like, I feel like in Pro 2 I could be like, I could lay back a little bit if I thought the dude didn't do as good. Now in Pro 1, I'm like, it doesn't matter.
Go
Like,
hard.
I almost
be
could
there.
say you don't even need like for me, I don't even need my spotter, but he helps a lot. But at the same time, like, I just need to go full tilt every lap. you
Yeah.
know? These dudes are on a whole another level. It's crazy.
Yeah. Okay, so what do you do for a living?
Now I own my own shop. So before I was a inspector for an engineering company, tested concrete and stuff, and I had a cool boss. He let me off, you know. And then when I went to Pro 1, I was like, it's probably time I just, you know, go on my own, start my own shop. I'd already been doing a ton of side work, LS work.
Sure.
And then I was just like, one day I walked in, I was like, hey, I think I'm going to put my 2 weeks or quit. And he's like, well, just let me know, you know, ahead of time. I was like, yeah, no problem. He's like, give me a lot of time. So the next day I walked in, I was like, hey, I'm putting my 2 weeks in. He's like, what?
Fuck.
Well, that's time, I guess.
So, and then I just did my own thing, and it's been really good, actually.
It's mostly LS stuff, though?
Yeah, I'll try to. If I could just do Corvettes only, I would, because no one else really wants to do, and I love those, and they're simple to me. And then I
You
did just
like
a bunch
Corvettes?
of LS, DOD deletes, you know, cams and trucks, a ton of those actually.
Oh, yeah. Well,
So-
that's like, I've done a bunch of those.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
I bet those are the money pits right
every
there
dude
anyway.
wants to do that. You know?
Yep. So, kind of that's basically what we do. Any
I bet you can
performance
charge
work
a
stuff.
pretty penny for that too, since there is so much.
Probably, but in my area, it's like not that level yet. Like here, I would say the labor rate here is a lot higher than in Kentucky, Western
It's like
Kentucky.
119 to 130 is about the labor rate here.
okay. Well, the labor rate is about the same then in most places because like our local dealerships are like 160 to 180 now, which is a lot.
Well, I only know that because I just had to get a quote. Like my girlfriend's cruise, it had a head gasket problem, and instead of like getting hot, it just started like puking a bunch of oil out, which I've never seen that before. And so I don't know anything about those LSJ motors, and so I went to the local Chevy dealership, and that's what they quoted me. It was like $135 an hour. And so then I called a guy out in Unionville, and he was like, "Well, like his name's Bubba, you know. He was like, I'll change it for $1,000." And I was like, "Fuck yeah, Bubba," you know. So I gave it to him.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the only reason I know that is how expensive it was. At $135, it didn't really seem crazy because that's what I have a lift and shit in my house, and sometimes I'll do some side work, and that's about what I charge, like $130. You know, something like it depends.
Yeah.
You know.
Dang, he's getting that money over there.
Well, what I was gonna say is like you wouldn't know it. Like normally, if I have like a FD driver that drives over here, I would drive my hot rod and I would let somebody look at it. But I know that he works on LS stuff all the time. I was like, nah, I want to leave it at that.
Oh,
it ain't
that's
nothing
really.
No,
How far is his house?
like 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
We're going to check this thing out.
No. Oh.
Dang, I drove my Corvette all the way here. It was 3 hours. You can't even drive 10 minutes?
Do you go when you leave here? Do you go back up the bypass then go?
I don't
on
know. I haven't left
231?
here yet.
Well, I'm saying when you came in, did you come in from the bypass or did you come down 231?
I don't know. It took me a back way because of traffic. So I actually came on like some old like highway through Murfreesboro.
Oh, dude, he came up past my parents' house. Yeah, so my house, if you leave here and you turn up here near this bridge, it's like 10 minutes from here.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's not far.
Yeah. I was just kidding. My car doesn't have heat. That's why I didn't drive it. It's cold as fuck outside.
Isn't it turboed?
Yeah.
It's got heat.
Well, it gets hot. It'll get hot in there, but it takes a minute. And
No,
like
for
I would
sure.
have had to like go there, and then my girlfriend was home, and she was gonna be like, "What are you doing?" And
Well, it snowed quite a bit right before I got here.
it snowed up.
Yeah.
It
you know,
didn't-
It was snowing all day almost.
Yeah.
yeah, it was miserable.
Actually, I wanted to ask this. So we kind of talked about this a little bit off camera. When Barry brought up the Chris Forsberg ordeal, how do you balance the workload and kind of like fans coming up to you at the same time? during FD events?
I'm kind of that. I'm probably not the person to ask that because I try to anybody that comes up, I'm probably going to try and talk to them unless like I just hit the wall and I'm trying to fix the car to get back out.
Rather than you're like,
then I'm like, hey, like sorry, like come back another time, you know, come back later. But usually like in the autograph signing, I'm the last one to leave. So
That's cool.
I will sit there. And sometimes I've missed practice.
I bet that plays into the
I'm
whole
still
why
signing
people resonate with
autographs,
you.
and like I'm like, oh crap, you know, I hear a car go, I'm like, oh, practice just started.
I gotta get
you know. So, but I don't know. I feel like, man, sometimes like there's fans like they're paid one time, like maybe the kids, you know, like they're young, 17, 18, and they just spent, you know, $50, $60 on a FD ticket. Might be a lot of money to them. Might be their first one. Might be their only one. Like I'm trying to be there, put on a show, you know, as much as I can.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Do you think as you get bigger, that's going to kind of slim out?
I hope not. Like, but I feel like every single person says that.
Yeah.
You know, like when they're at this point. But I don't know. I'm just trying to be myself still and not, you know, grow out of that.
That's like when
that's
Barry
the way to do
mentioned that in the podcast. I remember being like, because I love Barry. Me and Barry are homies. But at the same time, I'm like, you know, you have like that guy is like. He is like at the pinnacle. You know what I mean? Like he's the dude.
Well,
and so you have no idea.
Right now, he
how-
ain't there for. He might be having fun, but he's not there for fun.
Right,
That's his job right now.
That's what I'm saying. Is like it's not
like every
you're-
move he
you're
makes
trying-
there is a business
you know,
move.
He
There's
can't pick his
nothing-
nose without somebody seeing it. So you have no idea how thin somebody is spread.
For sure.
So I don't know. I kind of didn't really necessarily resonate with that, but you never know, right? Like.
Yeah, there are a
There's
lot
been
of
times when my car has been fucked up at the track and people will come up and try and talk to me. Hey, can my kid ride in your car? And like, I didn't snap at them, but also I was like, it's fucking broken. You know, how are they going to ride my car if it's broken? Get back. You know what I mean? Like, not like in a mean way, but
Yeah,
you know.
I mean, you're a little hot-headed when stuff like that happens.
Yeah.
I really am not.
get
I'm
that.
not a very friendly person if my car is broke. That's true. But I've been pretty lucky. It doesn't break that much. So.
Yeah, usually I'll try to, like at Import Alliance, I switch the passenger every single lap. You know, try to give as many ride-alongs as possible.
Dude, when I went to NSS,
I bet that becomes time-consuming.
you remember?
It does.
You went right?
But it gives it time for the car to cool down and stuff. So.
There you go. There you go.
Dude, so my car was still front mount radiator and I had to take I had like a line of like probably 20 people and it was my second date with my current girlfriend of 2 years. And so we were at NSS and so she went for one ride with my brother in his completely bone stock 350Z and then went for a ride in my car. And then that was it, bro. I was like, all right, you got to get out. I got to take other
Well,
people
that's
for a
kind of
ride.
how. No, that's how it is with me. Like my buddies will come with me that, you know, and like they'll ride with me, and I'm like, dude, they just, you know, rode 2-3 hours to this event, and then I'm like, there's like 50 people trying to get a ride.
I'm sorry, man.
And then everyone's coming up and like I'll tell them like, oh, you know, this person's next, and then they're like, oh, they'll just stand there and wait. And then I'm like,
in the heat too.
yeah. And
you're
then there's like 10 more people though that'll ask,
All
and
that
then
pressure.
and then I'm like, I forget which one I told who could go next, and then they get mad. Like, well, you told me I can go, you know? And I'm
you
like,
need like somebody with a thing, like here, sign this. Don't move.
Take a number.
Yeah, don't move for 10 minutes. You gotta like walk up to everybody and just put a sticker on them. green is next. Red is third. All right. Anyway, sorry. I thought that was funny. My girlfriend always gets mad about it though.
no, for sure. I mean, it's the same exact thing. They get one ride usually.
All right. So I think I already know the answer to this
I
question.
figured you'd ask this one.
Yeah. What's the craziest story behind the wheel of an FD car?
Ooh, craziest.
Or like, I don't know if craziest is necessarily because like
Hey,
I'm
you
sure
gotta
that
be an
everything
FD
is crazy,
car.
but
Just
or okay, a car.
Yeah, just behind the wheel.
But like
Oh,
most
my
memorable,
craziest
like
story
what
in a
the
car?
fuck, you know?
is street racing the orange car on 1320, and we were so we were in Texas, and it was big 2K TX2K event, and I went with some buddies from here from Nashville. I basically rode around with them. We all street raced together, and
Do you
I was
know Ben
racing.
Nichols?
Man, I feel like I should.
He's 30 seconds up the road, but
I don't know.
He knows who you are. I was just curious
Gotcha.
if you knew each other.
Well, anyway, so we're on this road. It looked like a new like highway, you know, Texas highway, concrete road. I mean, it was nice. Well, I was racing this car, and we were running, you know, probably like 190, 200, and like most people are probably gonna be like, oh, there's no way he's doing 190, 200 on a 350Z. Well, believe it or not, fifth gear in a T56 with a 20-inch solid drag radial, it will do 200 mile an hour in it, and it will blow all the pieces off the car. Like I lost all the side pieces on it. my carbon fiber splitter, all these pieces flew off of it. But the 1320 guy was riding in the car, and there was an exit ramp that was coming up, and I didn't know, and I just was rolling. I mean, we're by this time we're doing like 175 or something, slowing down, and like the road split up wide off, and one sign said 30 mile an hour, and I was like, nope. And so I went to the right, but it was a down and exit ramp. And I didn't know, so it was just a stoplight. And I'm in a stock 350Z brakes. But I had a parachute.
Oh, shit.
So I'm like,
you pull the chute?
So I'm like, oh, crap, what do I do? And the guy's yelling, pull the chute, you know? Like, and I'm like, and I didn't because we were already slowing down.
Fast as fuck, boy.
So, and the last time I did this, we were at like an airstrip event. I realized that I wasn't going to be able to stop in time. So I pulled the chute slowing down, and I never pulled it. And I didn't know what it does. Well, when you're slowing down, they don't work. So I didn't pull it going down that thing. It was like too late, but we just smoked the brakes. They're like steaming, and we barely like passed the red light. So we were able to stop, but everyone that was with us was like, holy crap. And the dude in the car from 1320 is like, I've rode in some Lambos and everything else, but he's like, this car is just like way more intense. It's probably about to fall apart.
Thing on that road.
Yep.
Jesus. That's
So I'll
hilarious.
like never forget that, because I'm like, one side is like, oh, this is a loop off an exit, and then the other one was just a drop down an exit to a stoplight,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say, when you were saying you were already on the decel and you're going to hit it, I was like, you're like, I'm going to pull a chute. I was like,
yeah, doesn't work like that.
Yikes.
oh, man, that's crazy as hell.
Dude, I saw this
Okay,
today.
yeah, this is for you.
Did you see that Odibashi signed Ben Hobson for 2023?
Well, so it's just, I don't know. Like, actually, Jeff Jones was telling me this last night. He was like, dude, you always know too much. Like, I know all like the little things that are going on.
Yeah.
But it's just like I've gotten like put in these positions to hear from other people like what's going on. So I kind of already knew that for a while now. And then like, well, there's more stuff coming out from other people, but that I know about. So, but it's not like
What are
released. Can't tell you.
This won't go out for 2 weeks.
Oh nope, I am smart enough to know.
It's worth a try.
Dude, I just thought that was cool. Ben Hobson's he's a damn
cool.
good driver.
Yes. So I think that's gonna go well.
Oh yeah.
But I also like the dude Evan that was driving the car before. But Evan's kind of like me, budget, and maybe it just didn't work out or whatever. But
Does anybody in FD have a? Well, I don't know if you would actually know this. Is anybody more privateer than you? Is there anybody else that's
I don't know. I don't like look at it like that, but
yeah.
the thing is,
I started to think of that question.
yeah, but like,
I don't know.
I mean, I can answer it. Yes, I'm
Really?
the brokest dude there,
You are?
dude, hands down. Like,
I've never heard of anyone running an FD season under 60 grand.
No one know. Well, Rome has done it pretty cheap too, but
gonna say
not
Charpentier is
that's
cheap,
not
right?
that.
I mean, it's
Cheap. I don't know.
I've never seen anybody sleep in the trailer, and I remember you posted something, and you were just like, "How did it start?" It was like people ask me how I made it, and you're like, "Well, the truth is, I haven't made it." And last night I slept in a trailer. I don't know if that was exactly.
No, it was something like that. But so a lot of people are like, "Oh, you're a Pro 1 driver, so you made it." Dude, I'm so far from making it that it's not even funny. Like, I'm paying for my tires. I'm paying to get my tires changed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, you don't have a machine.
they don't know. Well, I mean, you could bring one, but then it's like much more money. That's much more weight in the trailer. It's all that stuff. So like, I'm nowhere near
I didn't
making
even
it
think
yet.
about trailer weight.
Like that when you made it is when you show up and someone else is paid for you to be there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I think that would be.
You showed up on a plane with a backpack.
Well, not necessarily that, because I don't necessarily want that. I kind of want to be like a part of the program.
Yeah.
I think it would be very hard for me to be like an arrive and drive. But I could probably work it.
I was gonna say,
But I would like to be part of it, and be hands on with the car and stuff still. Just because I like to work on things, and I like, from my knowledge, I want to know
what
how
you're
the car.
driving.
Yeah. So I don't know. I definitely know there's no one else doing it as cheap as me in FD though. In Pro 1, I mean in Pro 2, dude.
That's a badge to wear though.
And honestly though, in Pro 2, like I did like a budget thing. Like I was like, hey, this is how much I would post on my Facebook. This is how much money I spent this round.
I saw you talk about that in another podcast.
Yeah,
Wasn't
and it was like something stupid cheap. Like once I broke it down, because like I got like $1,000 for that round, and then I got like a podium, so I earned tires. So it was only like $1,200 I spent for a Pro 2 round.
After it
everything.
all washed out.
Yeah, but I had a truck with an open trailer. I did Pro Spec with an open trailer, Pro 2.
Oh no, I wasn't saying that. I was just saying like after it all washed out,
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
like $1,200.
Well, and I foot raced Suman for tires and got
he
tires.
told us
He was so mad, dude.
that guy thinks
I
a lot
remember
of you,
watching
though.
that video that day.
Yeah. Oh, they were
hilarious.
expensive at the time. Like we're just eating in Chili's, and it got brought up, and everyone thinks a bigger dude can't run. So I'm like, dude, let's put 2 tires on it.
I got the burners, baby.
That's funny as
Awesome.
shit. Okay, so have you watched any of the other podcasts?
Yeah.
Okay, so you know that there's like a grind my gear section, and then there's a car review.
Nope.
All right. Well,
Dang, I must not watch it all the way.
yeah, at the end.
I've
this
watched
is
a few of them, but
all right.
maybe not all the way to the end. Then
Yeah, it's organically over time. It's changed into where we have some extra
Gotcha.
segments. Okay, so I have a question. So what kind of wheels are on your car?
I had Kansa, the Rokus.
Okay.
Nice.
So you guys are fucking savages, okay? I got like 30 DMs from people from different, like Low Origin, some guy named Ty Jeffries. I guess he's like a big deal. I don't know who he is. I didn't know who he is. I'm not saying you're not a big deal. I just don't know. I just didn't know who you were. And then a group on Facebook called "This Guy is on Rep," except for it's not guy. It's a different word. And so I got like one of these people was like, one guy called me a fat boomer. And then another guy told me I should kill myself. And then another guy said that if I came to an event in like Wisconsin, look at me, I would never go to Wisconsin, ever. And so, dude, it was just crazy. All these people were like telling me I should die over some free wheels. It was crazy. So that is basically the entire grind my gears segment.
The problem is they're black.
I know, and everyone is so mad about it.
No, it's funny because a lot of the FT guys they hate on black wheels.
Dude, okay,
so bad.
I hate black wheels so much.
But that comes.
Denofa hates black wheels. JTP hates black wheels.
It falls down the fucking hill though. Like all these people say, Denofa hates black wheels, so I hate black wheels. And then I'm just like, they were free, and everyone's like, "Fuck you, asshole!" You know, like
How dare you get wheels for free?
Yeah, and I'm like in my head, like I didn't like, dude. When I first bought those wheels, I wasn't like, dude, I can't wait to make everybody mad. I was just like, I think black wheels look cool. You know, like it was not. You know,
How
what I'm
long
saying?
ago was this?
This was 2000 at the end of 2018. It was a while
it's
ago.
23. We gotta change these wheels.
They haven't broke though, is what I'm
He got
saying.
them re-powder coated.
You
black.
haven't hit the wall
No, I
hard
didn't.
enough.
Oh, those weren't the ones?
No, I got the American racing wheels that I bought off of you, re-powder coated
I
black.
could have sworn you got
Hey,
those
if they're not
re-powdered.
broken, that just
Either
means you haven't
way.
hit the wall hard enough.
I haven't hit a wall.
Well, that's a
thing.
problem.
I don't think it is. I don't know. Listen, Crashy McCrash face, all right? Don't leave me the fuck alone.
Gotcha, bitch.
I like my car.
Fast as fuck, boy.
No, for sure.
Oh, God.
It's not the best thing to do.
No, it hurts.
Okay, so I have crashed the car, but the crash was like I had just redone everything. I had put a cage in it. I copied your firewall. I put a fuel cell in it. I put 3 fucking Walboro pumps in it. Like it's like, you know, I did all the stuff to make it like super good. Rear mount radiator, you know, super serious. And I did a bolts check the night before, but I was like alone. And when I work on cars alone, I'm a piece of shit. And so I drank like a bunch. And so like when I got around to that side, I was trying to get the I have a backup camera built into my dash so that I can back up because the firewall obviously can't see out of the firewall.
Street
and so
car.
it is a street car. I
Yeah.
drive it all the time.
Yeah. You also said that you don't drink, but on this podcast. But now you just said that you.
This was a while ago. This is a while. He remembers.
Gotcha, bitch.
Anyways, yeah. So
he isn't drinking.
He's
well.
already mad.
I'm not. I stopped drinking
I'm just
all
it
the
was a
time.
joke.
No, I was just explaining it. You want me to explain it? Or
You're
no?
good.
Oh, okay.
No, you're good.
I stopped drinking all the
fucking with
time
you.
on the second. Like I drank, and then the next day I felt so shitty that I woke up and I drank some more to get rid of the shitty feeling. And then after that, I haven't smoked or drank. This is actually the first time. Yeah, this is the first time that I've drank or smoked, I think. Yeah. No, I had a cigarette the other day. I can't remember. But I haven't smoked or
He's telling
drank.
on himself right now.
I am. I'm not.
You
listen,
can't even
I'm-
get through the
listen.
sentence without cheating.
Well, I don't want to like lie, right? I don't want to lie to anybody. But anyways, so yeah, whatever. Everybody always roast me. I'm tired of you motherfuckers. Let's do the car reviews.
Ian Stalker.
Very cool
All right,
name.
so this is a part of the podcast where we do the car reviews. If you haven't seen that before, you need to go watch to the end of the podcast.
Dude, so
But-
many people will resubmit their car, and I'll be like, I already did this car. I've already, and like, but eventually my memory is going to run out, and I'm not going to know. And so you need to fucking cut it out, all right? I can't even remember the last time that I had a drink. You see what's happening?
Dun, 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 dun. All right, so you know,
Dude,
a
he's
little
been
bit about
drifting.
this.
Yeah, so he's been drifting 2 months, and his submission was pretty funny. He was like, dude, fuck the one color rule, because at one point there was so many submissions. Yeah, there it is. I included a video of him driving. He's only been driving 2 months. Yeah, look.
All right. What?
He's got fake wheels. Look.
How do you know?
Those look like Kansai.
Yeah, Consays.
How are they fake?
Hey, listen, I don't make the fucking wheel rules, all right? I've just heard. I
Okay,
just
that
heard
is
they're
something
fake.
I've never
I get-
understood. How do you determine what's real and what's fucking fake?
Honestly,
Because the
now,
Astros
now I just
are
think it's funny.
technically a knockoff
Now I
of the
just think
Blitz.
it's funny. I just
It's like
fuck
a
with people.
single piece Blitz wheel. You know
I
what I'm
just-
talking about?
Yes, I know, but I'm saying like the whole wheel thing now because I refuse to just spend money on wheels when the wheels that are on my car are okay. I just pretend that I don't care. Like
But
so
they're not okay.
they are okay though.
They're black.
Thank you.
What the fuck, dude? I'm never going to put a different
I
color
have
wheel on my car.
the reps of the reps. I still.
All right, go down
disagreeing.
and
Anyways,
click on the next video.
whatever.
There's 10 of these bitches, by the
What
way.
video?
There's a video in
I
here.
can't click the video on this. This is a picture.
What?
Or is it down below? Oh.
Yeah.
Nice.
Sorry.
Okay.
2 months. This guy's been drifting 2 months.
Clutch kick entry?
Now, he was pumped, by the way.
Hell yeah.
Because now what I've decided to do is that I tell everybody this is the podcast your car's going to be featured on. That way they can go watch it so that I don't have to remember that I've done somebody else. Nolan hit me up tonight. He was like, hey, you got to review my car. I was like, dude, I fucking already done your car. You know, the 500 horsepower SR car? We've already done that car.
Yeah.
I know I have.
I think we almost did it twice.
I know because of Nolan. And so I was like, no, we already did your car. He sent me like 5 more texts. I was like, I don't know if I can read it. So anyway, yeah. So now
All right.
he was pumped that he was going to be on your podcast.
well, Simple C
Well,
time
350Z is that's in the heart. You know?
Yeah.
car. Oh yeah.
That's
well.
the-
What do you rate it then?
Well,
1 through 10.
I mean, hold up. How? Like, I mean, I don't know. Like, how you're all about to get me on this.
No, there's
No,
no. There's
so
no. There's
this
no
is
gun-
the
there's no
loosest
gotcha
part
shit.
of the podcast.
So are we
it's like-
rating the car only?
Yeah, only the
Yeah.
car. Not
I
the
mean, I'm
driver.
gonna go with like maybe like a 6.
That's not bad. Yeah,
Yeah, I'd agree
I mean,
with
say
that.
with that.
I mean, the fitment's decent.
That looks like a KBD bumper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
I'm
those
not
things
the
are
biggest
so
fan of
heavy.
that KBD. Yeah, they are heavy as shit.
Heavy?
Yes.
They're heavy. Yeah. Why do you
Like-
think Brendan flops around like a motherfucker?
It's so heavy.
yeah.
I don't know. I've bubble gummed
It's
my
like
fucking front
10
bumper back
Yeah.
together.
It's
I,
like
I don't even really like the
10
look of
factory
them.
bumpers. Like if you
Oh,
put
yeah.
plastic bumpers,
Dude,
like
I had
10.
the first bumper I had on my Z. I swear to God, it was at least 80 pounds.
Yeah, dude, they were.
It wasn't even a KBD. It was something. It was the thickest material of like ABS plastic I have ever seen in my
On a
life. for
Z?
bumper. Yeah.
So back in
it
the
was
day,
a
I got one
complete
too.
no name like kit. I have no
probably
idea
the same
what it
thing I
was.
bought. I thought the same thing. I had
Y'all,
one.
Caleb-
dude,
Caleb
y'all are on
Osbrook
your
has that bumper.
fucking own talking shit about KBD.
Oh, I'm not talking. no, I mean,
no.
They fit good.
I
like,
love
oh,
KBD
I know.
bumpers.
but
They
dude,
are
like,
heavy though.
I picked it up, and when I installed one for someone, I was like, dude, this thing is heavy though.
Yeah,
like
they're
it
the
may
move,
fold
though.
and not hit stuff, but like it's still heavy.
My
Doesn't
brother,
move, though.
Josh's car has a KBD
Yeah.
bumper.
With
a joke.
Frankie, his car, how low it is, dude. He just tumples up
Yeah,
on
I
that
had
trailer, no big
So-
deal, doesn't give a shit. Have the fucking bumper rolling up under
Yeah,
the car.
back in the day, my Z had like the knockoff version of like a KBD probably.
Yeah.
but it was really cold, and I feel like that material doesn't do good cold. Hit a squirrel, like it was a slammed car. Hit a squirrel, and it took a chunk out of the bumper instead
Oh,
of folding
really?
because it was so cold that it was brittle. So
wow.
it just took a big
fuck?
chunk right in the front of it out.
Yeah, dude, we ordered one for Josh's car, and it comes
Yeah, it comes rolled up in a
comes
box.
in a box like
Taco.
this. And so my you don't know my brother, but he does. And so we are related, but we are very different. And so like when the box shows up, Josh is like, dude, this has got to be wrong. And I was like, nah. So I like cut it open and it fucking folds out like a goddamn Amazon bed, right? And then I was like, all right, and you just leave it in the sun. And he was like, what do I do with my hands? You know? And I was like, hey, you just leave it there. And he left it for like 5 days. Anyways, it's on the car now, though. It looks good.
God, he's too precautious.
Yeah, it was so funny.
That's awesome.
All right,
we
anyways,
didn't rate it. We didn't rate it. Sorry. All right.
I would also
you
give
rated
it a 6.
it. All right, so those are
I'd give it a 6.
Yeah.
I'll give it a 6 too.
666. There you go.
Hey, sorry.
Oh, we can't. Do this.
We have to do this one.
This was the previous guest.
This is your fault because you posted saying you were coming here. So then I posted on the channel, and everyone that knew that you were talking about us was like, "He's got to do my car." There was another dude, S13 Brian or something like that. Dude, I'll fucking find it.
He was our last guest. He was on.
Stefan was on
come
before.
out yet, but he was right before you.
Brian, S13 Brian.
No, Stefan.
Oh, Stefan. Yeah.
So you're coming. You're his follow-up.
S13 dying Brian.
Why do I know that?
I don't know. I know we're dragging on.
Oh,
But he was like, he's building a
can take
4.8.
this part out.
geez.
He's building a 4.8.
Yeah, I know him well.
Okay, yeah. So he was really pumped.
3 houses from my shop.
Okay, so that makes more
Just
sense.
seen him as I'm coming here.
Okay, well, so I was asking him questions about AR5 stuff. He was like, make sure you say something to him about me. And I was like, okay. So anyway, that happened.
Yeah.
Anyway, Stefan's car is pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So, did you scroll down? Did you?
Yeah, I scrolled down just so we could look at this. So the last time that we came over here, which I don't know if you were kidding about actually coming to my house, but Stefan actually did come to my house. Like he left here and then went to my house and was like looking at my car because he hasn't seen it yet.
Yeah.
And I was telling him about it. And he was mostly interested in the fuel system, which seemed weird to me because then his fuel system ended up being better than mine. It's just 10 AN feed, 8 AN return. He was like, his is 10 feed, 10 return. And he was just like, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's more than mine.
That's what I said.
Yeah, I have 10 feed, 8 return.
Okay, so that's what mine is. He said his is 10 feed, 10 return.
I ran 8.6 for a long time until this year.
Dude, until 8 months ago, I ran stock tank into the stock lines, and then it was 8 from the stock line, and then 6 back into the stock return.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, my Z was a surge tank, but for a long time, just stock tank, surge tank up in the front, and that was it.
So
yeah.
the surge tank was in the front?
I put it where the battery went on a Z. They had like
that's
the
pretty
little
smart,
swirl,
actually.
They like the surge thing.
Yeah. Because my car,
I got my oil catch can in there.
Yeah.
But
I never thought about
right,
doing
sorry.
that. You always think you're going to put it in the back. Yeah,
getting
there's a
off
lot of
topic.
things we need to
I'm
get
so
through.
sorry.
I'm sorry. I just hadn't thought of that before. That's
Yeah.
pretty smart. I'm going to check that out.
so Stefan's car, you know about it. We know
100%,
about
yep.
it. We talked about it on the last podcast. So what do you rate it?
I'm going 8.
Yeah, I'd also give it an 8.
Yeah, I would say.
Dang, I'm about to make y'all answer next
8
time.
and a half.
Y'all just going with me.
We'll go first.
8.5.
I don't think anybody on the podcast has ever scored lower than a 5.
Okay. Good.
Yeah, I
Thanks
don't
for
think so
letting me know
either.
that so I don't.
All right,
We're like,
well, there you go,
that's a
Stefan.
1. That's terrible.
Cheers. Oh
Who the
my
fuck
God.
would do that? Okay,
Hey, who is this? Because I've seen this car. That car's pretty legit.
Matteo Rendon. It's a supercharged VQ setup. I'm pretty sure he said it makes 370 horsepower. I might
Dude,
be
I like this
misquoting
thing.
there. Yeah, I like it too. And he's friends with me on my Facebook. He's super cool. He's the nicest guy ever.
I'm not the biggest fan of the kit, but I think it's clean.
Yeah, I like this car.
I like the car, the body, the wrap. It reminds me of like the
It looks like
sun
it's too
spray.
low.
You know the sun spray that you used to get when you would go to Florida. You can buy it.
Oh
that's
my
what that's what it looks like. It looks like that.
It looks like the livery needs to come up higher.
Maybe that's all he had the money for. Leave him alone.
I don't know. I kind of like it.
I don't know. It's
Is
cool
he on
though.
reps?
What did you say was in it?
Roast him.
Probably on reps.
I'm just kidding. All right, no, it's a supercharged VQ. I'm pretty sure if you scroll back and
That's
go,
what Stefan's setup was.
no,
No. Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
it was
Stefan had
before.
supercharged.
It was,
Supercharged.
yeah, it was before. But
Oh, here you go.
I
Yeah,
included
yeah.
the mods list.
So DE car with an HR swap.
Oh, I lied.
Front
It's
wise
not-
fab,
it's not
rear
the
voodoo
supercharged car.
arms. And I wonder how hard the HR is. Do you know anything about that? The HR to DE swap?
It is.
Isn't it a little bit of a pain in the ass?
It is.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Let us know
whenever
why
he-
you would
you
why
got
you
twin
did
throttle
the
bodies and
swap
stuff, so-
because I'm kind of curious.
Whenever he told me that it
Well,
was an
they-
HR
the-
swap, I was like, okay, you like the hard stuff in life, and he was like, well, I got the motor cheap and blah
So
blah.
it's
blah.
not
Hey.
supercharged then.
Hey, MB battles, they're not fake.
They're not fake. That's right. He got them from a junkyard for $100, right?
So it's
Or
not- so
125
it's
bucks.
not supercharged.
Hey, that's a steal.
No, it's not
Okay.
supercharged. That's my fault.
not
There was
supercharged.
I got 4 Z car submissions, and there was a tan car that was supercharged. And like, I'm sorry, like you guys just have to understand. Like,
It's
there's,
a
like-
lot.
Yeah, there's a
For
lot.
sure. Get over it. So what are y'all rating it?
I'd probably give that car like a 7.
I was going 7.5.
That's a pretty cool car.
Could go higher with it had an LS.
Yeah,
It probably
I'll go
can't sound good.
and it
Yeah,
looks
I'll go
like,
7.
dude, it's Banana Crew. That's the name of the company that makes the stuff. Banana Crew. The
Banana
sunscreen.
boat.
Banana boat. That's it. Banana
What's
boat.
funny is it looks really good in these photos though, but he says he painted it with Rust-Oleum. So, like, you know, you'd
fine.
almost think it would
That's
be
the
wrapped.
point.
Like
It's
it
supposed
looks
to look good in
good.
pictures.
Yeah, it looks
oh,
good.
shit.
Okay, so this car.
Dang.
Yeah. So this car, this guy,
Sylvia, baby.
he's selling this car. It's
No
20,
way.
yeah, it's $23,000. He sent it to me, and he was like, "You guys should try and put this on your podcast and see if you can
Jesus,
sell it."
son.
The
Dude, this
mods,
thing is legit.
Dude, the mods list is a mile long. Okay, it's definitely not on reps. It's on real deal wheels. It's got super
those
fucking
works?
mile deep paint. I have no idea. There's a fucking mods
that
lift on
probably
here
works.
that's fucking 15 miles long.
It's
Dude,
you
The
you
kit
added
on that
it.
thing is
It's
so
crazy.
clean.
No, you didn't. Oh, oops, sorry.
I should have added it. Did I not add it?
No, that's not it.
Dude, I really
No.
like that.
It's long. It's an SR car.
It's-
Makes 370 horsepower. It's a GT 2871R. It's
God's motor, baby.
It's the real deal. It's
Yeah,
it's a real car.
hand- Is it right hand drive? Yeah.
That's like
hard
the
to tell.
dream SR build.
Is
for
it?
me.
Look on the dash.
Is it what?
Yes,
It's right-hand
yes.
drive?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
right-hand
he
drive.
sent me a video. He has this big e-brake thing.
Yeah, right hand.
It's
drive.
a it's a
okay.
right-hand drive
Yep.
car. It's very nice. It's definitely worth 23.
Very
grand.
well done.
Very- yeah,
I
very
love
nice
the
car.
front end.
That's a 10 for me. That's like a dream SR car. The Sylvia front and everything.
Yeah, I'd probably give that an 8.5.
Yeah, I'm going 9.
Yeah.
I like that. thing.
that's a nice
I
breed.
love
Fuck,
Sylvia
dude.
front. I like coupe. The kit's clean. The paint's super clean.
Clean
And then
title.
I asked him, and I said, "Hey,
Title.
I said, is it a drift car or is it a street car?" And he was like, "It's a street car. You can drive it on a street." But then he sent the joke with the little, you know how you do the up and down letters? He's like, "It's
Yeah.
a dedicated drift car," like making fun of
Yeah,
me.
yeah,
I don't
nice.
think he knew I was the one reading it, but it was funny. I was like, that's a pretty good joke. So I threw that in there.
Love that.
Okay,
Alright.
so you have to go to the
Ooh.
next one to get this guy's name. But
Alright.
Anthony, he sent this in.
1jz.anthony on Instagram.
Yeah.
So we'll run through this real
Dude,
quick.
not on reps.
review.
It's not on reps. No, this is a real deal car. Dude, it's got a real Vertex kit on it. I mean, come on.
96 JZX 100 Chaser, stock turbo 1JZ, Vertex kit, Blitz radiator, Blitz blow off valve, Grady intercooler, or Grady electronic boost controller,
It's got
D-Max
a fucking
coilovers,
Recaro Le Mans seat. I mean, come on.
SSR, real wheels. That's gonna be a never-ending thing now.
Yeah, definitely.
The seats.
And now I can never change it because now if I change it, I'm kowtowing to the fucking mob. So like, I just won't do it.
Dude, that
Yeah,
is
this thing's pretty legit.
fucking
Yeah, it's a really
clean,
nice car.
man.
This is probably outside of a Toyota dealership, dude. That's what I need to do. I need to take a picture outside of the dealership I work at.
I always wondered why you haven't done that yet.
I have
would,
done
I
it.
would pull it up on the
Which
pad.
one?
I have done
the
it
Chevy
before.
dealership or the Nissan
do,
dealership?
do both. Just do both.
We
Just
got
pull them
both
up.
right down the road.
And pull
from
in
each
front of
other.
the Ford store and just make everybody so mad.
Just put a Ford badge on.
I'd
the
say
front.
this car is like a fucking hard 8.5. This is a sick car.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
go 9.
I'm-
This is one of my dream cars as well.
See, I'm going 8.5 as
Is
well.
it real?
It's not mine.
What are the wheels? What kind of wheel are those?
They're
Monster Trucks?
SSR. They're real SSR wheels. He said that in the Professor SP1.
I had a set of those before. They're sick.
They are cool.
Yeah, they're
looking.
cool wheels. I love those. They look like
It sucks that
They look like
couldn't-
Meisters.
If he had like
Yeah.
a wide body, he could actually get like a legit, offset to make those wheels really pop with lip.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
well, hell yeah.
Very cool car though.
Oh yeah. Oh, this is a good little seat time.
That's exactly what this car is. I'm not sure if I included this, but this car is a seat time car. It's a.
It looks like it's held together by zip ties for sure. I see a couple right here with
So-
the side skirt.
How long have y'all been a part of the Tennessee like drift scene then? Like,
I guess it
have
would
you been a
be-
part of like Tennessee drift or the state of drift at Nashville Super Speedway? Or no, the fairgrounds. Like when they had
I've been to a bunch of the Turismo drifts.
Okay.
Well, I won't say a bunch. I've been to like 3 of them back then.
Well, so this car reminds me of like someone from like there was like 2 or 3 dudes local here that had IS 300s that were ripping in them.
Oh, dude, yeah.
I don't know who they were though, but like I always looked at those cars.
There's
I was like,
a
dude,
pink one, there's a yellow one, and there's like a light blue one.
There was like 2 or 3 silver / gray ones.
I know which light blue one you're talking about.
One sounded like really good. And I loved it because he had like 4 people in it and was just killing it.
So my sister,
I saw a white one.
This is what my sister daily is. My sister daily is an
That's
IS
pretty sick.
300. Yeah, it's lowered on.
It's a Jay-Z
TNs.
car too, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a Jay-Z car.
Yeah,
These are cool. I
just
love
had some
these.
lady
I've always
back
had a
into
soft spot for them. They look good.
dude, I like the whole style, like the whole beater style on that thing.
Ew, what just happened here?
Did I not include?
No, it's okay. It's a seat time car. It's
I don't think it had anything
it's
crazy
a
done
stock
to it.
IS. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm rating the same. It's
Fake
like
wheels.
It's like 6, 7, 6.
I'd say 6, 7, the same here.
I'll give you a 7.
Yeah,
Just because
it's
that
probably
is a really good kit.
I like
I
that.
like the kit, even if it is 2 different colors. This guy was
All
on
right,
Drift
What
Week.
is this?
No, he was
Okay.
on Drift Week, dude. Wasn't
Yeah.
it Drift Week?
Dude, he let everybody drive this thing too. He let Luke Fink drive it.
It rips.
Yeah, it's a fucking real deal LS3. And so, okay, so I asked him.
This thing is sick.
Dude, it's just crazy, you know, like it's just crazy. Like
It's got
Hop in
so
my
many,
SUV,
so
you
many coolers.
My
Yeah,
Porsche
yeah.
SUV.
yeah, okay. So I asked him, I was like, what was the inspiration? Why a Porsche? Like, there's nothing wrong with necessarily a Porsche, but why an SUV? Why that SUV?
So elaborate too.
And he said he was going to do road racing with it. And he wanted to build something that was not like everybody else. And then he contacted Josiah from FDF, who
Yeah.
was pretty local to him. And he was like, hey, I want to take it to do this. And Josiah was like, why don't you put angle on it and take it drifting? And then that is how it evolved from there. So
Oh.
Josiah kind of got him into drifting.
So what is it?
Dude,
And now
yes.
it's like the ultimate hoon machine. I mean, like, dude,
What is it then? A Porsche what?
it's a Porsche Cayenne SUV with an LS6T. I'm assuming some sort of a Magnum transmission, and it's got fucking FDF work
This-
all
this
over
is
it.
crazy.
Blower on
Yeah, it's crazy. Custom angle kit. It's a very crazy car. I wasn't gonna include it at first, but then I was like, well, this is honestly like one of the cool. Like, look, Mantis angle. He's got
Yeah,
stickers
no,
on the
this
car.
thing's sick.
It's sick. It's a very good representation of what FDF is capable of.
I'll give
in
it
the
a
moment.
10 just because of the uniqueness. It's actually an elaborate build. Like it's
Yeah, dude, I like this.
I'd probably give it like an 8.5. I don't know if I give it a 10. It's
Yeah, I'm
awesome.
not going
It's
10,
awesome.
but I'm definitely going 9 no matter
I'm
what.
keeping the 10, baby. Fuck it.
Yeah.
I like
it's
the
very
weird
cool.
shit.
Damn, now he's gonna think I hate him.
No, yeah. Well, you know.
All right.
Fuck you,
Moving on.
Porsche guy. No, I'm just
Oh
kidding.
wow, this is a
Okay, dude, listen.
dude, look
This
at that
guy,
inside.
this is another one of those. This is another one of those people that's like on it. He's like on the ball every Thursday. He's bumping the thread. Hey man, don't forget me. Hey man, don't forget me. And like,
shout out to you.
yeah, he's killing it. So
Cody
like,
Br-
I'm pretty sure I included the
Brittenston?
specs for this. This is a 5.3 car, I think.
Yeah.
Is it a 5.3? No, it's a 6-liter
6.0
car.
iron block, 400 horsepower, 256 Magnum, Wisefab front and rear, Origin 55. Hell yeah, for
It's
Origin.
dude, it's a pretty legit
Built-in
setup.
garage,
Yeah,
no
LQ4,
power
man.
screen. Garage built, baby.
Actually, God's motor.
Fuck off.
You're just
wait.
mad it doesn't
Hey,
take 10 grand
this is-
and a bunch of fucking winding
Yeah,
to
is he
make
a Jay-Z
450
boy?
horsepower. Him?
Yeah.
Fast as
He
fuck,
likes
boy.
anything that's not LS. He says
Yeah.
LS motors sound like dinosaur engines.
Yeah,
It's
that's what I'd say too.
Sorry, geez, I
That's
don't
what I'd
like
say.
like repeatable horsepower.
I just
No,
rather
I've
spend
always said it
triple the
sounds
money
like-
to make the power.
That means, yeah. I've always said it sounds like a grumpy grandpa trying to get off the couch.
Depends.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on, are you running fucking lazy timing? Or, there's a lot of things you can do to it. I think the way to solve you would be like do equal length headers. You would like that. You would just be like, ooh, this doesn't, see, you don't even know what it is. You're like, ooh, it sounds cool. And then I'd be like, it's an LS. You'd be like, oh, fuck you.
No, I've never said I don't like LSs. I've never said I don't like LSs. I say I I don't prefer LSs. But literally, if you know this, I've always said
We're
if I
gonna
was to build a comp car, it would be LS.
I know. All right.
Even
well,
2J
this guy
is
built
too
a fun
fucking
car,
expensive.
and it's an LS.
Go you.
So, do you have to take the filter off to take the hood out? No, it's bigger than that.
The hole's bigger.
He's got the Dustin Tobbit thing going on. Oh, he told me that he welded his own cage in, and it was
That's
the
sick.
first time he'd ever done a cage.
Wow. I like those seats. Those are probably status seats.
Yeah. Looks pretty legit.
That's a pretty.
I mean,
oh yeah.
honestly,
it is.
see, I would
It's got black
give
wheels.
this car.
So it's
wheels.
lost the point at least. Just because of the wheels.
and I was just about to say I'd give this car a 9. I love this car.
I would
Okay,
give
but
it-
you can't tell
all
what wheel he
self-built.
even has in that photo.
He doesn't have a sticker. See, I got an ATV
finally.
sticker that says "Built for Battle," and it's for an ATV. But I just stuck it on one of the rungs on my wheel.
Yeah.
Now you can tell. If I stop the wheel while it's in it, it's
You should
built
just
for battle.
put on there bought by X.
I'm gonna do when I go. That
reminds me of
We'll just
Hooners
go to my
logo.
house, and when you get there, I'll just get some pink paint, and I'll just slap one fucking rung on each tire. I'll show everybody
Tire
how much
or wheel?
Wheel. Fuck me, dude, all the time.
Gotcha, bitch.
My last video I
shit.
put out, I said that I was like, I ran too
Yeah, I
much
seen
toe and
that part of
camber.
that.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, I tore up the wheel. I mean the tire, and then everyone's like, he said wheel instead of tire. I hope he dies. People are crazy. All right, yeah.
So
9.
you give it 9? I'll give it a 7.
Yeah, I'm
I'm not a big fan of that livery. It's
yeah,
kind of
I'm going
odd to me.
7.
Really?
Yeah.
It's so cool.
I mean, the
He
car's
built it all
legit.
himself.
He did good, yeah, for sure. But
That's another LS 240. That sounded very
Whoa.
mean. I am so sorry.
Wow.
I'm sorry. I did not mean it like that.
He hates you and your entire family. He hates black wheels. You see how much they
I
hate?
stand by that one. I don't give a shit. Your wheels do not look great. Wait, are you sure they're black?
dude,
Oh, they better be black, or you guys are hating for no reason.
they're dark.
Are they reps?
They look kind of blue. That may just be
You can't
lighting.
even tell.
I don't know. Whatever.
Oh, you motherfuckers! Who cares if they're blue or they're black? Go to the next car.
all right.
Jesus.
Well, hey, on that one, we wouldn't
Oh,
mind if
what
you
the
said
fuck?
tire. The whole wheel looks like a tire.
Oh,
Oh my god. Obviously custom
Wait,
fenders.
that was a good
Hold
one.
up, I like this.
okay. All
This
right.
is legit.
Is there
All right.
extras?
I think there's one
List.
to the next. If you go,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
there's the mod list.
Ah.
Okay, this is a Coyote swap car.
Dude, this is
TR6060. Yeah, it's very cool.
From a GT500.
Okay, so-
Ford 9.
If you go to what's his name on Instagram?
It doesn't tell me. It just says Ryan.
Hold on.
Dude, this thing, I like this. I really kind of like the older
Okay,
cars.
the car weighs 2,800 pounds.
Dude, that's
it's got
sick.
18 by 11 fronts, 18 by 12s in the rear. He runs R888s. It's a TR6060. And he sent me like 100 pictures of it. And dude, honestly, I'll show you why I added this
color
car.
he's gonna go with.
And just to prove to y'all, oh fuck, that's right, I don't have fucking service. Hold on.
The bodywork is killer. From what I can
Just
see
to
in the
prove to
picture.
y'all that I really do go through every single one of these pictures and talk to every single person, is I got to here. He sends me pictures, and I was like, he was like, messaging again, check out my build. I was like, a little late. We already have 10. Bump this thread on Thursday. He was like, dude, like he gets mad, and like not mad, but he goes, no, squeeze a wide body Coyote swapped race and ragged out 65 in there. Well, maybe next week. And then I was like, I'm already going to be in trouble with Dawson for putting 5 extra on there. And then I said, your car is very cool. He was like, call an audible substitution. Dude, I was sitting at work, and you know, like Alex always fucking, he hates me, you know. It was so funny because I was laughing to myself that I look up and Alex was like giving me the face. I was like, fuck it, I'll throw it in there. So I threw it in there, but I'm glad that I did. It's
Yeah,
a
I like this thing a lot.
Very cool car. It's kind of swap. This is a 8 to 9 car. for me.
Yeah, I'm
love
definitely
it.
going.
Yeah.
8.5.
I'll go 9 on that one.
Yeah, that thing is sick.
You notice how
Very
all the
tires.
real car people in this thread are like, it's running R888s. That's what's important, not the wheel. You know?
Yeah. The big ass meaty tires.
So was that our last one of the car review?
I think that's the last
Yeah.
one.
That
One
thing's
quick
pretty
thing
legit.
though, what is one piece of advice you give to anyone that is looking to get into drifting? From the very beginning.
Don't give up.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, like, I feel like, you know, there's many times I could have just threw it in, you know. And also, I think don't get discouraged, you know. Like, it doesn't take a lot of, I mean, it takes a lot of money in theory, but anybody can do it. I don't care it doesn't matter how broke you are, you can do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it just depends on how much you want to work to make it happen. So
How much you're willing to cut out of your life.
I
too.
mean, that's what it is. Like, you know, the grind. How bad do you really want it? And if you say, oh, you know, that dude's got so much, well, dude, it's just because you don't want to do it bad enough. You know, you can't put it on everyone else.
Yeah, you can't play.
You know, like I wish I had a bunch of money, you know, or came from a bunch of money or something, but you know, I didn't. So I'm
Yeah.
working with what I can, and it's what I want. So that's what I'm doing.
Well, cheers to that, man.
Hell yeah.
I really appreciate you coming on.
Appreciate it, guys.
And thank you guys for watching and subscribing. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and do that. And if you haven't gotten the merch, go ahead and cop that now. But that's it for this one, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Go buy my shirt.
Yeah. Meme shirts.
Yeah, meme shirts.
Don't buy
Go
it.
them.
Oh.
Oh no.
Bye, Dawson's.
Wow.
Because the black wheels suck. That's going to be the whole outro.
I know that'll be the good one. That's hilarious.